Hello, everybody. My name is Ian Walker. This is another brand new video from me, Obsidian Games, and I'm here to show you guys something. I'm trying to get straight to the point with the video. Thank you guys for coming through, hanging out, and chatting it up with me today. I'm here today with a brand new video because I want to share something that I wanted to introduce to everybody. Um, Big shout out first off goes to the Grouch Couch. If you're not familiar with the YouTube with his YouTube channel, that link for that will be down below in the descriptions. And if you're into solo role playing, he is one of the he is a solo RPG content creator, just like myself. And he gave a challenge on his channel a few weeks ago, about a couple videos ago. I want to say it's about last week sometime, um, where he was talking about creating a solo RPG that could be played on your phone and all of that. And so I had an idea. I have had ideas of wanting to do a solo role playing game or doing solo role playing on your phone, figuring out ways to do that. For some reason, though, his request of what he was looking for spoke to me, and I just was like, you know what, challenge accepted, buddy, challenge accepted. So that being said, I've been learning coding and learning some other software and stuff like that. So I have decided to take it upon myself to create a genre and system agnostic solo role playing game app. And it's not necessarily just for solo. It can be used for solo, but also if you want to play at the table with friends, you could do that. I'm gonna try to go through this app very quickly, and I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time, but I just want to show you guys what I'm working on, and hopefully it'll garner some interest so that when it finally is released, that you guys will be interested in doing that as well. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen just so that you guys can see what that is here. So I got my big screen up here. So as you guys see here, this is well, first off, I have my Miro up here, which is the whiteboard, the digital whiteboard I use to play a lot of my solo games. This is a space battle skirmish game that I have called Star Revenant that I'm working on. I have my 5 parsecs from home here. I'll do an updated video in regards to this, onto how I set that up for those of you who might want to do solo role playing or games online like this. And but anyway, that's here nor there. That's a whole other video for a separate for a separate day. This bad boy right here is what I'm talking to you guys about. And this here is going to be called the Obsidian Solo Engine. OSE, OSR. You get it? Okay. So with that being said, here, nothing too exciting. Okay, you have your standard dice roller, your polyhedral set, D4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, and 20, or 20 and a 100. And again, very standard. You could pick how many dice you want to roll. You can roll those dice here. What is nice is when you roll this dice, you get the result there, double tap, and it disappears. This is a web version. On the app version, it will do the exact same thing. Again, not too new, but hey, sometimes I don't know. Whenever I've developed seen played with other dice rollers, it's like hard to get the app to delete, or if I don't want the dice to be up there anymore, it's always been kind of clunky to me. So like if you have a dice here that you have highlighted and say, oh no, I didn't want that one, you can just click on it again. It'll disappear. Move to the next dice, click on it, disappear. Easy peasy. I just felt that functionality would be pretty good. Next thing we have here is an Oracle. If you guys are familiar with the Fate system or you're familiar with other game systems, you've had your Fate Oracle there that will give you options on, like in Mythic has the Fate chart where you roll, and then depending on the it's escaping me right now, chaos factor, that roll goes up and down. Again, I kind of want this to be streamlined. So only thing you need to decide here is if you ask a question, if it's certain, if it's likely, if it's even, unlikely, or an impossible result, you'll pick which one that is. You'll ask the Oracle. The Oracle will say yes, and with an additional benefit. Okay. Those benefits can then be found on a table here. List of tables. Now, we're getting into one of the favorite parts of my app here. Each one of these has character names. You click on this purple part here, it comes up with a name for you. You got surnames here, Pierce Nerys or Nerys Pierce, however you want to do it. Those of you familiar with Star Trek might have heard the name Nerys before. That's why I took down. What's cool with these though is that on each of those, they each come with 20 default um, entries. But you have the ability, seeing as this is your app, you can add an entry and add a brand new name to the mix here. So in this case, let me just add the name James. I can add James, and bam, it'll have James in there, and that stays in your in your list here. And you can have up to 100 different entries in each table that you make. So these tables can be custom tailored to yours to in the defaults, and then you can also create a custom table of your own. Now, um, you can create a custom table name. Um, we know that is custom. You'll have the table name. You can name it whatever you want. And then again, you have up to 100 entries in this one as well. So if you have a list of entries of any type, you can migrate all of that into this list here. You'll type it out yourself, and then you can save that table. If you only have 5 to 10, you put that many in, and then after that, you could add as you go if you can't think of anything right away, which is perfectly fine. This makes it intuitive. Now, this is not the coolest part. I mean, it's cool that you can do this with table. I haven't seen a program that you can do this on. But what I think is even cooler is the combo aspect of it all. Now, what it'll do, the combos will take all of the tables that you've created, and they have quick presets here. Okay, and it'll take an adjective, noun, location, complications table. It'll use those tables to generate a combo of words, which then can be an adventure hook. Volatile, amulet, cursed forest, and innocent is endangered. Okay, so maybe an innocent, another adventurer of some kind, went into a cursed forest to find an amulet. Volatile, the forest is obviously volatile with a lot of dangers and stuff in there, and that could be your adventure prompt. You can use any system you want because it's system neutral, but but if you just wanted to not even use a system, you just want to keep it very simple and use the dice roller here, you can play your own solo RPG straight from here on the phone here. Another thing here has an NPC encounters here. Kira seeks revenge. Artists are performing. Okay, artists are performing. You can kind of figure out what that's going to be. If you don't like a certain result, what's cool about this is that you can click this button to re-roll again, re-roll a certain part that you don't like or understand. Kira seeks revenge. A battle rages. So that makes more sense. So then you can take this situation where you encounter this NPC who's seeking revenge, and she's in the middle of a battle, and that's how you meet this NPC, meeting Kira. You help her out with the battle, or do you just keep moving? That's up to you, right? All right. Another one here is scene setup. Oh, one quick thing, and I'll show you after I generate this one. Generate combo. It's using locations, activities, and complications. A cursed forest. Builders are constructing, and the black path is blocked. Adventures are coming up there. People are building something. You don't see that very much in fantasy stuff, do you? Where there's actually active building going on. So that's kind of a neat little new thing that you can add there to it as well. And the path is blocked. Again, you can take all of these results and put them in your journal entry as you're playing the game, or whatever the case may be. What's cool again with this, just like with every other thing here in the game that's generated, except for the actual tables, you could double click here and it'll delete that right away. Okay, you don't have to start the app over, move to another tab in order to erase it and do it again. You could tap that with your finger, all of that. It still works exactly the same in the app as it does on the web version of this as well. Okay. You have quest seeds that you can generate as well. It uses verbs, adjectives, nouns, and locations. So betray, corrupted, mirror, misty mountain. Take all of these things. You could create your own quests, or using these specific words or whatever. You can do that on here. Okay. So again, very cool. I think It's very awesome, very simple, yet I think it can be very useful. Okay. Another part here that I'm still kind of working the kinks out on is the notepad. Now, I wanted the notepad to be able to where you can write. If you don't have a journal with you, you could quickly jot down some notes about what's going on in your session. You can write down notes about your session. Came upon road and found destruction workers and path is blocked. Right? Okay. So then you save it. And see, this is where the kinks I'm talking about comes in. So the kinks here, unfortunately, I'm still trying to figure out how to save this. But what you're going to be able to do eventually is you're going to be able to save what is here, convert it to a text or a PDF document that you can then move to whatever note taking you have, whether you want to print it out and jot them down in your RPG journal, or if you have a file online that you're working with, or some world building, something like World Anvil or something like that, and you're like me, you build your world by playing. You could take these notes, migrate them over, and have a separate document to kind of add that to your deal there. So those are the main features here. Again, my favorites of these are the tables and the combo tables. And again, it uses all these, and you could pick which ones you want to use as well and generate your own combos. Ancient Ruins, Mask, Seven, whatever you come up with. And again, the more in the tables, the more entries you have, the more combinations that are made available to you. Okay. And if something doesn't make sense, like I said, again, you generate something that doesn't seem to make sense. You could generate that combo. You don't like a pirate cove. You're playing a sci-fi game. Well, let's see if we can do something else. Forgotten Temple, River Crossing, Goblin Warren, Forgotten Temple, Necropolis. I mean, just has all kinds of different locations that are cool. But what makes this app very neat is that you can make these words and these tables your own and make this app essential to what kind of games you like to play. So if you're more of a horror buff, you can totally customize this app to make tables based on all the things that you like. Yeah, it could take some work, admittedly. I'm not gonna say you're in front. But if you're good with word processing and good at cutting and pasting and all of that stuff, you could totally add those words on here and make this an app specifically designed to you and your genre and your style of play, which is something I have not seen yet. So that being said, I'm gonna stop here. I hope this kind of opens your eyes and kind of gets you a little bit excited about something that could definitely be useful to you solo role players out there, or even you fellow D&D tabletop gamers out there, because you could use the dice you could use the dice deal here for playing in D&D as well. You could make your rolls on your phone or whatever the case may be. So the possibilities are definitely there. And since you're a solo role player, if you happen to play a game that you're in a group, this can still help you as a DM or game master to still come up with stuff on the fly without having a bunch of tables or having to look something up or whatever. Having this tool by your side will help get you quick results of something on the fly. Okay. So, anyways, if you guys have any questions about the app, about the Obsidian Solo Engine, or anything like that, I definitely have a lot of plans going. This is the beginning phases. I'm going to be doing beta tests on this app within the next week. So if you think you might be interested in trying out this app for yourself on your solo RPG adventures, please go ahead and leave a comment below. I'm not going to pick everybody, but I do want to get as many eyes on this and tests on this as possible. So leave a comment below, and if I think you'd be a great candidate, I'll go ahead and contact you and get you the link and the test link for it. And we'll go from there. If you have any suggestions, any questions, or anything like that, leave them in the comments below as well. And again, make sure you guys go check out Grouch Couch. He also has some great content for solo RPG gaming. Um, so check his channel out as well. Again, I'll leave that in the comments below. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you. I will talk to you guys next time on the channel. Take care.